Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late July 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Taurus collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here, my guide spirit team. Talk to me. What do we got for the Bulls? What do we have for Taurus in late July? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Taurus in late July. We're in the early parts of Leo season. Let's see what the vibe is here, my good friends. Let's get this card out nice and quick. Hopefully, there we go. Thank you. Okay. Choices. Choices, choices, choices. Now, this card, although it seems very bare bones, very simple, it really contains an energy with unlimited potential when I look at it, which can be really great, but at the same time, it can be paralyzing. That's like the energy I'm picking up here. It just feels very complex underneath the surface. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So again, you know, I read this more intuitively, but when I see this card looking so simplistic on the surface, I just know the energy underneath is weaving. It's complex. So for a lot of Tauruses in this time, there could be some situations you're going through where it's like, all right, if this was another person, it will be very straightforward and to the point. You might be going through some situations where they might seem simple, but they are very complex, very nuanced. There's a lot of energy moving underneath the surface where it's like, no, this should be a no-brainer, but it's not. There's more moving parts to it than people might think. Now, for some of you, there might literally be a choice coming up when I see this card where it's like, all right, crossroads, here we go. Are you going to go left or are you going to go right? Which can build a lot of pressure. But I like the ability to have choices. It's better than having none. I feel like that would be the worst interpretation of this card if some of you are going through situations where you don't have a choice. There's not really much you can do, or at least that's how you're perceiving something. So we're just going to have to see what's up with this. I feel like there's good potential with it, that's for sure. We're just going to place her down right there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card there, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for my Taurus friends. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled A Serious Test. Now, I'm not sure if this was a person. To me, it felt more like the universe testing you, like testing your progress. Like, all right, Taurus, let's see how you handle this one, which could also be a little bit frustrating sometimes. If it was a person that was testing you, not a big fan of that. But I also did see potential for like new approaches and stuff like that. And the energy did feel like very stern, serious to the point where it's like, no, you should take something seriously. So we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Taurus, please. In late July, what's the energy here? Let's see if it matches up with the other Earth signs, because they've been having some interesting stuff. Okay, we're starting with the Magician. Cool. Cool. I like that in the first position. So just like I was speaking about, like infinite possibilities, and I know that sounds grandiose, but we're just going to have to take a look. The Magician is all about manifesting and creating and taking control of a situation. Let's get a couple more. We'll talk about him more for sure. There's also a little karmic energy showing up. 9 of Cups. I mean, we're off to a damn good start. I'll say that. I don't want to get too over optimistic or overexcited just yet, but that 9 of Cups is nice. That's nice. Let's get one more. Let's get one more. We're going to have a clean sweep of some positive leaning cards. Thank you. World. Huh. All right, something culminated. Okay, the shifting, the changing. Okay, there's a really powerful energy at play around you, my friends. And the karmic energy is still here. It's still showing up, the universal energy. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I mean, it's a pretty simple elemental mixture. We do have two very powerful major arcana that encompass all of the elements. So when I see all the elements showing, it's yes, it's balanced, but it's also big picture. So there could be a lot of stuff going on right now. Like even if it seems minor, it might affect like the big picture journey for you. And then we have water right here in the center, which is a complementary energy for you. It's the emotional world, it's the emotional realm. And I do feel more optimistic about this spread than I do pessimistic, but there's just like really big picture karmic style energy here in the reading this week. So let's go through it piece by piece and really start to build it out. Position number one, we have the Magician. So again, beautiful, the master of all elements, the biggest card of manifesting. And we see him here. He's in front of that table. He's doing a ritual. He has the infinity sign over his head. He is in control. So I always say, first and foremost, you are a creator being. Your awareness can create beautiful experiences in your life. So just know your power to create and manifest are heightened in this time when this magician shows up, whether you realize it or whether you don't. This card is very ritualistic. This is a card that could represent spirituality. So some of you might be going down some sort of spiritual rabbit hole. Nothing wrong with that. Awakening, reawakening, whatever we want to call it. But a big theme with this magician, aside from the karmic energy, could represent control. So whether it's a situation where it's like maybe if you grab the bull by the horns or you take control of it, you're going to get a better result. Maybe there's a situation where you have more of a say than you think you do, or maybe you have more control than you think you do. That would be a good thing. The challenge when we see this card is it represents situations where we have zero control, where we have none of it, or we're dealing with somebody that is just like too set in their ways or micromanaging controller controlling type of energies. So we want to see what's up with this. I'm feeling okay about it though, especially with the lineup we have with the other cards. We're not going to jump right into this being a controlling person, someone trying to control and manipulate. I'm not going to go that route. But moving to the middle, beautiful energy. We have the Nine of Cups. Lovely. So we see our little friend here that looks like John Travolta. He's chilling out. He has 9 full cups. And I always say this is a huge card of wish fulfillment. So we think of wins, we think of victories, we think of blessings, all the greatest stuff life has to offer. It's beautiful in that way. It's open, it's welcoming, it's enjoying itself. It's like, yeah, here, I have plenty of cups. Come on in, share one with me. So I just love the energy normally when I see it. But it does have a downside, aside from the wins, victories, and all that. Sometimes this could be an energy that's a little too nice. It could be a little too welcoming. So there might be certain things that you're dealing with or that you could be dealing with in the short term future where Spirit's like, maybe you're being a little too nice about this, Taurus. Maybe you need to be a little more stern about it or serious about it when this card is here, because sometimes this card could represent someone taking advantage in its worst form. It can also represent overindulgence, so partying it up a little too much. We're not going to get into specific indulgences, but the Nine of Cups likes to have a good time, likes to enjoy itself, and there's nothing wrong with that. And again, no judgment here. It's just the energy that shows up. Now, moving to the back end, we have another very, very powerful card. We have the world itself. Now, for some Tauruses, there could be a situation or a cycle that you are experiencing or living through where it's about to culminate. Okay, remember, this is the last of the major arcana, where the Fool is the first, this is the last. So, of course, it can represent endings, but I always say this isn't like a Ten of Swords ending. It's not like over and done with forever, pain forever, betrayals. I'm not saying all that. Like, to me, this card could represent change. It could represent metamorphosis. It could represent transformation. But yeah, it can represent the close of a chapter, but an opening of another, which that is the key to this card. It's like, yes, a chapter might be closing, but a new one is opening. And that is a very optimistic way to look at this. Now, a challenge of this world, sometimes it could be a chapter about to close that we don't want it to close. For some people, this could be very intense karmic energy. So the fact that we have the Magician and this, I do want to take a look and see if more karmic cards do show up. So whether it is a situation, the metamorphosis, or, karma getting served out, we're just going to have to see what's up. Sometimes this card could represent things returning as well, and it could represent the world today, current events, and the state of the world we live in. So we're just going to leave it at that for now. I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, Taurus. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on Mr. Magician here. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Taurus, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's see what this magician has to say. Let's see what this magician has to say for Taurus, please. Thank you. Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay, very unplanned. It's like, no, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. So watch out for delaying things in this time. I still want to stick to that one message I gave about being able to control and manifest. So just know in this time your powers to create and manifest, especially positive things into your life, is like heightened to the maximum. Because usually when I see the Queen of Swords, she's like very straightforward, very serious, very stern. So when I see her in reverse under the Magician, it's like, no, have some fun with it. Bring something in that you enjoy doing. Enjoy yourself. Maybe there's certain things where Spirit's like, all right, Taurus, maybe you need to cut loose. Maybe you've been dealing with some things. Maybe there's like life has been a little wild for you lately. Make some time for yourself. Enjoy yourself, because there's this beautiful energy of bringing in enjoyable things. So again, we're already starting to get a peek at this like win victory based type of energy, which could be really good. But I even feel you manifesting on autopilot, like even if you're not planning on doing it. So I think it's best to try to control and focus your mindset and try to stay optimistic if possible, especially with the Queen of Swords in reverse underneath it. And yeah, I will say for a small portion of you, watch out for any individuals that are a little too controlling and micromanaging. But for the most part, I feel like your manifestation power is on auto drive and overdrive. Auto drive and overdrive. So we're just going to keep moving. And some of you might just need to enjoy yourself, do something that you like to do, whatever that might be. Let's keep moving, because I don't think this is where like the big chunk of the messages. As we move further, that's what we're going to see. But let's go in on the Nine of Cups. Let's see what he has. So why is the Nine of Cups here for Taurus, please? What's going on? Thank you. Hangs in. Yeah, and it's like you don't even have to do a thing about it. So this makes me really, really happy. So we have the Hanged Man in the upright underneath this Nine of Cups. So it's like, Taurus, you just gotta let it come to you. I don't know what it is you might be dealing with, but Spirit's like, no, you gotta let it come to you. There is this strong, powerful energy of manifesting. I still, of course, pick up this wish fulfillment, win-based, victory-based type of energy. It feels pretty significant. Okay, now the Hanged Man can sometimes represent a stuck energy. It can represent energy that's thinking and planning and strategizing and watching. But to me, it just feels like all you have to do is stand firm with something and let it come to you, which I think is great, especially if you have a certain magnetism. And I've been picking that up for the other earth signs this week, where it's like all of you have a little extra magnetism to you. So it's like, yeah, Taurus, just let it come to you. Like you don't even have to chase it. Don't chase a damn thing. Let the energy approach you. So again, we got wins, we got victory based type of energy. We have a lot of things coming your way. And I don't want to say you don't have to lift a finger, but to me, it just feels very easy. So we're just going to keep moving. And maybe that's why this karmic energy is showing up. Because sometimes when things are meant to be, they're meant to be, right? Like usually in life, things unravel in a natural way when we're not forcing it, when we're not pushing, when we're not trying, when we say, you know what, just let it come to me. Let's keep moving over to the world, because I think that's probably the most important part of the reading, especially with the culminating type of energy. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the world here for my Taurus friends? Why is the world here? I mean, some of you might have someone watching. I don't even want to go down that road. Okay, so we have the Queen of Wands in the upright underneath this world. To me, this could be something that it wraps up quicker than you thought, where it's like, oh, okay, that was way easier than I thought it would be. I do see the energy of something coming to a head. I do see an energy of something shifting or ending, so to speak. But to me, it's not like there's not a permanence to it. To me, it's more transformative. So I do see a cycle whether it's a karmic cycle you've been living through, where it's like, no, it's almost at the end of the cycle here, Taurus, but I think you're going to come out on the other side way better for it. I really do, because I love the Queen of Wands. Now, she is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If you're not connected to a fire sign, she represents self-confidence, right? She feels great about herself. And with all this energy we saw here up in the front, the magnetism, I think for a lot of you, there's going to be energies working for you in this time and towards you for whatever your aims are, whether it's like stability, whether it's work related, business related, personal relationships. To me, I feel like the energy will be working with you as opposed to against you. Okay. Now, the Queen of Wands underneath this world, yeah, I do feel like there could be an ending, but it doesn't feel like a bad one to me. And it feels like it's painless, right? Like you ever know when you get a procedure or something done and it's like, oh, I didn't even feel it. Like that was way easier than I thought it would be. It's like it's a light type of energy here, Taurus. So I would say overall your energy is looking pretty nice to me. Yes, it could be a little heavy, but for the most part, your energy is looking really, really good for the upcoming weeks. And again, you could be going through a whole bunch of different stuff, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. So it's very claimable to me. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we have the Magician with the Queen of Swords in reverse. This message split in two different ways. For some of you, I'd said like the manifestations could start coming in hot and heavy, where it's like you're manifesting without even realizing it. You're bringing stuff to you without even realizing it. It's like on auto drive and overdrive. So if you could channel your intention and your desires, the energy just comes to you quick. And for another portion of you, Spirit might want you to cut loose, have a good time, enjoy yourself. Moving to the center, we have the Nine of Cups with the Hanged Man, where it's like, I don't even have to lift a finger. It's like this energy is coming to me. So just know there could be various situations or things coming your way, or even people where it's like, yeah, no, I'm just pulling it in. I'm pulling all this energy in. Great energy for manifesting here, really. But for another portion of you, this could be like a win or a victory where it's like, I don't even have to try too hard. We see that here on the back end as well. A big, massive win victory energy. But we have the World with the Queen of Wands in the upright, where it's like, all right, that was easier than I thought it would be, or that didn't hurt whatsoever. Like the energy just feels really, really nice to me. And I made this a point to mention this, that I feel like in this time, in the short term, energies around us are going to be working for you and towards you as opposed to against you. So now might be a great time to really start manifesting and bringing stuff in, because I feel like things are going to start flowing smooth, at least in the short term. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards do not always have to be a bad thing. They can be good too. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. One shadow card for Taurus, please. Thank you. Nice and quick. I'll take it. Eight of Pentacles, nice. So there is a big focus here on money, on work, on business, things you're giving your energy to. And in the positive sense, I love the Eight of Pentacles because to me it's dedicated, it knows what it's doing, it knows where it wants to go. So this could be some advice from Spirit where it's like, no, yeah, Taurus, just keep it pushing, keep it moving, especially with the way I feel the energy working for you. I feel like things are just going to start flowing in the short term for a vast majority of Tauruses. Now, the challenge with the Eight of Pentacles could be issues with work or money too, right? Sometimes it could represent forcing things. So remember, we saw it mainly within the reading itself, that there is no need to force a damn thing. That's the shadow side of this card. Working too hard, trying to force something, trying to stick a square peg into a circle hole type of energy. So I feel like as long as you just go with the flow and don't force a damn thing and just let the energy flow, you're going to be, I don't want to say you're going to be on easy street, but the energy just looks really great to me for you in the short term. So we're just going to leave it at that, Taurus. That's what I had for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you could book a personal reading with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. My digital calendar's over there, so you could go check out availability. But for the July subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my most favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. It's beautiful, it's unique, and it definitely fits this season. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's two simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, for all the uses that tarot has to offer, which do you think is best? Do you like using it for love situations, personal, financial, business, you name it? You put it in the comments, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.